Christina Applegate just lost everything. Her final TV role is over, and her last movie was canceled. She can't work now due to a disease destroying her body. But the real shock is a dark secret from her past. Abuse and trauma she's kept hidden for decades. Born in Hollywood in 1971, Christina's showbiz life began before she could walk. At just 3 months old, she appeared on Days of Our Lives with her mother, who couldn't afford babysitters and brought her along to auditions. By kindergarten, Christina had joined the Screen Actors Guild and starred in commercials. Her childhood wasn't typical. It was survival in Hollywood. At 9, she debuted in the horror film Jaws of Satan and moved on to TV shows like Charles in Charge. At 15, she landed her iconic role as Kelly Bundy on Married with Children. Behind the laughs, Christina battled an eating disorder triggered by a childhood insult. She starved herself for years, hiding it from everyone. Her first big movie, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, 1991, wasn't a hit initially, but became a cult classic. By 1998, she was breaking free from her dumb blonde image, choosing edgier film roles to prove her range. Now Christina's memoir will reveal the hidden pain and trauma behind her fame, stories that will shock even her biggest fans. In 2002, Christina took a bold step with The Sweetest Thing. Her chemistry with Cameron Diaz was so natural, many thought they were lifelong friends. Critics weren't impressed. Roger Ebert called it a bad movie, but he admired how fully Christina, Diaz, and Selma Blair committed to the wild humor. It was a turning point. Audiences finally saw Christina as more than a sidekick. She was a romantic lead, and Hollywood noticed. Then came Anchorman in 2004, where she played Veronica Corningstone, a groundbreaking female TV anchor inspired by real journalist Jessica Savage. Acting alongside Will Ferrell and an improvisational comedy team, Christina held her own, making Veronica an iconic character. When Anchorman 2 arrived in 2013, fans welcomed her back as a fearless performer who had grown far beyond her sitcom roots. Christina always dreamed of Broadway. In 2005, she made that dream real, starring in the revival of Sweet Charity. Her performance earned a Tony nomination and critical acclaim for her shift from TV comedy to musical theater. But the journey was tough. After a grueling preview tour, she broke a bone in her foot during a Chicago show. Despite the pain, she pushed through, returning to Broadway wearing medical boots. The injury was permanent. In 2013, Christina admitted she could no longer dance professionally, a heartbreaking end to a lifelong passion. The Tony nod was bittersweet, marking her arrival, but also the loss of her dancing future. Meanwhile, Christina's personal life was turbulent. She married Jonathan Schaich in 2001 after dating since 1997, but the marriage ended quietly in divorce by 2007. Schaich spiraled into addiction and despair afterward. Then, tragedy struck again. Her ex-boyfriend Lee Grievous died of a heroin overdose in 2008, just shy of his 27th birthday. Christina had been with him during her marital struggles. His death was a painful chapter in her life, marked by loss and heartbreak. Their relationship ended because of his long battle with drug addiction, which began in his New York teenage years. He was expelled from school for marijuana and later tried cocaine and other substances. They briefly reconnected in April 2008, but by the time he died, they were no longer together. Christina was heartbroken, calling him an incredible person who would be deeply missed. Then came the life-altering news. In August 2008, at just 36, Christina was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was caught early during a routine MRI. She had no symptoms but had been regularly checked since age 30. Her mother, Nancy Pretty, had survived breast cancer twice, and tests revealed Christina carried the BRCA1 gene mutation, giving her up to an 87% chance of developing breast cancer, lifetime risk of breast cancer, and 44% risk of ovarian cancer. Faced with these odds, Christina didn't hesitate. Even though cancer was found in only one breast, she chose to have both removed for peace of mind. The decision shocked many. Her appearance had always been part of her career, But a month later, she was declared 100% cancer-free without needing chemo or radiation. The surgery was tough. Christina admitted to moments of crying and screaming, but kept her humor alive. In 2009, she turned her pain into purpose by founding Right Action for Women, a charity helping high-risk women access MRI screenings often not covered by insurance. The organization has raised millions, including a $100,000 pledge from Essex. Christina's TV comeback began in 1998 with Jessie, where she played a single mother juggling work and life. The show ran 42 episodes and earned her a Golden Globe nomination and a People's Choice Award, proving she was more than a sitcom teenager. In 2002, she surprised fans with a guest role on Friends as Rachel's shallow sister Amy. She hadn't even watched the show before filming, but won an Emmy for the part. Years later, in 2024, she joked on her podcast that she'd only just started watching Friends and couldn't believe she'd won an Emmy for a show she barely knew. In 2007, Christina took control of her career with Samantha Who, a series about a woman rebuilding her life after losing her memory. Christina starred and was executive producer, earning multiple Golden Globe and Emmy nominations. The show's theme of personal transformation would soon echo in her own life. The series ran 35 episodes and earned Christina a People's Choice Award. But in 2012, she and her husband faced a violent stalker, forcing LAPD intervention. The stalker was never found. Christina also experienced a break-in where someone tried on her clothes, highlighting ongoing dangers. In 2021, during Dead to Me's final season, Christina was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Early signs appeared years before, but her health rapidly declined. She needed a wheelchair on set and struggled with basic tasks while finishing the season. She openly shared the emotional toll, saying, "I don't enjoy living anymore," describing her life as living in hell. Her symptoms worsened, including weight gain, needing a cane, and daily struggles. In 2023, she contracted sapovirus from a trusted restaurant, causing severe illness and multiple ER visits. Later that year, Christina announced she'd stop working on camera, but planned to continue voiceover work, including reprising Kelly Bundy in an animated Married with Children series. In June 2024, she revealed deep depression on her podcast, feeling vulnerable and struggling with everyday tasks. By November, she openly described the intense pain MS causes, with fellow sufferers calling it knives in the stomach. She denied rumors of being on suicide watch, saying honesty about mental health helped her heal. Watching herself on Dead to Me was painful, showing fans only part of her struggle. After the 2024 election, she urged those opposing women's and disability rights to unfollow her, later apologizing but leaving a lasting impact. In January 2025, she fiercely defended Los Angeles after wildfires, sparking mixed reactions. Her memoir, You with the Sad Eyes, March 2026, promises raw honesty about trauma and untold stories from her childhood. The planned Married 3 with Children animated reboot was canceled in July 2025, pausing her return as Kelly Bundy. At the 2023 Emmys, Christina appeared with a cane, advocating for disability visibility and accommodations. From surviving cancer to living with MS, she continues to inspire with courage and truth. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos, and don't forget to press the bell icon.